Okay, so we've just done our vertical card using the long width of the A4 to make that one. And this time I'm going to use the shorter width of the A4. So if you have your A4 sheet, this is basically just half of the A4 this way now, instead of that one that was that way. Okay, so just showing you the different ways that you can do the same card. So I have got a standard, well, I've basically got a sheet that's 8 inches wide, and I've cut it to 5 3/4 long. Okay, and then I've just scored it at 2 inches and 4 inches. So that's in half, and then in half again. Okay, and then we're going to do some layers. So the first layers are going to be 1 3/4 by 5 1/2. So that is basically to fit the 2 panels on the front of the card. So I'm going to use some silver Murray card to layer on the front. So that's 1 3/4. Let's just see if I've got that to 5 1/2. 1 3/4, and I need 2 pieces. So let me just, one for that side and one for the other side. And I'm also going to need to create a mechanism as well for this one, the same way that I did on the other one. But I've got black circles, so I'll probably get a different color. So I'll have a wee look in my rummage bag now and get some different color circles, because obviously the black is going to be too obvious on there. So I've got silver Murray card, and then I've just got this lovely snowflake paper that is my Christmas paper, and this is from last year, Feels Like Frost, which is a really pretty paper, but I just think that's going to be quite stunning. And that needs to be cut to 1 1/2, and I need 2 pieces. So I'll cut 2 pieces that are 1 1/2, and then I'll have to trim them to 5 1/4. So they're going to be 5 1/4 and 5 1/4. So depending on what my focal point will be, will depend on what, because I think I could have a big snowflake on the front. So that's going to be my layer. So I'm going to just get those sort of for the front, like so. Should probably be better that way, because that's kind of looks more like it's matching then, isn't it? Because it's kind of the half and the half of that pattern. So just be aware of that if you're cutting patterns and they're matching. And then I'm just going to see what circles I have that I could use that wouldn't be so obvious. 2 white circles there. And these are just, they're the same size, actually 1 1/4. And I'm just going to fold them in half. Okay. So fold that in half. And fold that in half. And these are going to create my mechanism again for the card front. Okay. So I'm going to start by putting the silver Murray down. So I shall just get this glue. So again, I'm just going to center that. On there like that. And then I'll do the same with the other piece. Okay, and I'll just center that on the other side. Now that I've got the silver Murray, I'm just going to bring in my little mechanism, and I'll put my mechanism in place now. before I put my paper down, again for the same reason, so that it's covered by the pattern paper that I bring in. Okay, and there's just that little bit of the mechanism showing them. So the two circles are folded in half, and they're going to go in place with the closed edge facing each other into the middle of the card. Okay, so that closed edge is facing inwards. So I'm just going to use a little bit of wet glue here, and I shall just turn the card around on its side, and I need to kind of make it so that it's hopefully as centered as I can. So I shall just, and you just want it to come a little bit towards the center line. Okay, and then I'll do the same on the other side. So as I say, it's the two closed edges that are going together. Okay, so then you create this like little butterfly basically shape. So they are both popping up. So if I turn that on its edge, you can see how they are two little flaps, and that's what your focal point will be able to rest on. And now I'm going to just stick my paper down like this. So let's get the paper on the card. So I might just use my strip just because it's Murray card and I don't want to get splurged on my Murray card because I'll make a mess. So hopefully I'll not make too much of a mess with this. So I'll just center this on the card like so. Just try and get nice and straight. And then we'll do the same with the other one. And as I say, you just get to cover up a little bit of that circle so it's not so obvious. Okay, and then again, just center on my card layer there, like so. So now we've got that. Oops. And then for the inside, I'll have a layer, but I need to think about what I'm going to do for the focal point here. So I'm just going to have a look to see what other circles I have cut out, because I might have some rummaging, making lots of noise as usual with my rummage bag. Because I've got a silver one already punched out. So if I had one that was smaller, I'd use this one. I've got my little snowman stamp. This one, Snowman season. So I'm going to see what I can get on this little circle here. See who I can fit on there best. I should grab him, get him straight, and come up. Oops, daisy. Let's make sure I don't transfer that ink onto my circle. Let's just see how we can get him in here. Because it's photopolymer, I'm just going to hold it for a minute just so it can transfer the ink, because it takes a little bit longer with the photopolymer. So there I've got my cute little snowman. So I'm going to just stick him onto the silver circle. And it's got just a tiny border, which is fine. It's enough to give a pop. And then that'll be what I'm going to pop on the front of my card. So you can go on there. So I'm just going to put some glue on the two little flaps. Like so. And then I can stick him down. So he's It's really good that actually, this, I love this idea of it just being flat. And then I will create a little stopper, and I'll do a layer on the inside as well. So let me just do that. Yeah, maybe something like that on the inside, and then that would actually be, I'd be able to stamp. Okay, I'm going to just cut a paper layer for inside, and I know that that's going to be 5.5 long by 3 3/4 wide. Just have that on the inside. Oh, look, there's a nice, oh, look at that. Oh no, I like that one. I have to go that one, I'm afraid. It's much, gonna go with the shiny, it's double shiny sparkle. I just had to turn it over, didn't I, and see that. So I'm going to pop that on the inside. Just try and get it straight. Like a sparkly card this is. Okay, and then I will have a little bit of card for my writing on, and I might even stamp it. So let me just see where I kind of fancy my stopper being about there. So that's going to be about, so 2 3/4 inches is what I'm going to go for. 5 1/4 by 2 3/4 inches. I'm going to look, I'm covering up all that lovely paper. Is that going to be enough for my stopper? I think I might have to turn that a little bit more actually to make that 2.5, just so I've got enough space for a stopper. Okay, so I'm going to just ink some little snowflakes on here. Actually, I'm going to pop some on there, just lighter. That's a bit heavy, so I'm just going to do some second and third generation stamping on there because that was far too heavy. And then I'm going to do a Let It Snow on the inside on my insert piece. So just have a Let It Snow on here. Like that. Okay. And then I'll stick that in here. So let's just get that stuck in. Pop that down in there like so. Just okay. So I'm kind of thinking, I wonder if I did have Merry Christmas up the side, because that would actually look quite good with a Merry Christmas going the whole way. I like that idea. And I could just layer that. And it would be fine, the fact that it's sideways, we could still deal with that. Oops, I'd stamp that. Merry Christmas. Should have already done it in red, but so Merry Christmas. I'll just get a bit of silver to pop that onto. Okay, so we'll just stick that onto a bit of silver. There we are. I'm Just going to have that going down the side. And then what I'll do is, oops, I'm just going to have this on the side like that. And I'm going to pop that onto the foam strips, you know, to create a stopper. So if I just pop some of the foam strip down there. And then another piece. Like so. Then that will be deep enough to create a stopper. And now we'll just pop that on there. Oops, Daisy. So now a second, pop that on there like that. And there you go. Got a vertical easel, it'll go like that. So I think that's very cute. I like that one.